It's Central Valley Business. I'm your host, Steve Walling. My guest for this segment is Hazel Vellichor. Hazel, welcome to the show, and you are a model.
I am.
Tell me about
so lucky.
this. All right, let's start at the beginning. What got you into modeling?
It was actually funny. I had no intention of ever being a model. I actually struggled with self-esteem for a long time, so someone wanting to take pictures of me was strange, but I had gone in for personal pictures to be taken, and the photographer just really enjoyed working with me and asked if I would be interested in continuing to help him shoot for his portfolio. At the time, I didn't think it was going to be okay. I was in a relationship that it wouldn't have worked with, but time went on, my situation changed, and I readdressed the issue. I was like, hey, is your offer still available? And he, of course. So that was the end of it. He introduced me to some more photographers, and they helped me, just network from there. And 2.5 years later, here I am.
So you've been doing this for 2.5 years.
I have.
And you got a stack of books here.
I
magazines.
have.
We're not.
Yeah.
That's
There's-
various things you've been in.
Yeah.
Just give me some of the names of some of these magazines.
There's mostly they're art magazines. They're geared towards more the creative photography side of things. There's Ethereal Art Magazine, Hell on Heels Magazine. I've been in several times. There's a few, I can't remember all of them. Pretty Poison's one, I've been in another one. But they're great. What I like about this is it gives artists a chance to actually get out there without having to get into Vogue.
There you go. Now, tell me about modeling, Hazel. I mean, is there the type of modeling you do? Is there a type of modeling that you do? Or?
Some girls stick to kind of more look. You may be more of a pinup girl or more of a fashion girl if you have a certain look. I kind of pride myself on being able to be multi-genre. So I do everything. I know how to do the pinup. I know how to do fashion. I've done runway several times now. My work's been featured in art galleries, so I know how to do the figure modeling. I've worked with artists and had, other than photography, I have, there's Marcos Dorado, who's an artist that works with charcoal here in Fresno. Brianna Lee, who's a painter out of Visalia. I've helped them with work. There's some studios that I'm helping with figure drawing classes. I do that kind of work. So for me, it's about the art. It's about that creation, that collaboration. So I just try to delve in as much as I can.
You must meet a lot of really interesting people.
I meet some very interesting people.
All right, along those veins, we'll put it in these terms. What, in your experience, what has been your most interesting experience?
I guess it just kind of depends on what you're doing. As far as meeting interesting people, I think, like for one instance, I met a photographer. He and his girlfriend were traveling the country, and their goal was to do a shoot in all 50 states, and they did it, and including Alaska and Hawaii. And so their stories and meeting people like that, or I love working especially with photographers who've been doing this for decades, longer than I've been alive, and their stories and their experience. And I love talking to them. That makes me a better model when I can, take from that. So there, on working with people on that end, and then you have the experiences of at photo shoots where I'm doing crazy stuff. I'm climbing up 15 feet above the ground in stilettos and hanging upside down. The photographer's like, please don't break your neck. I don't have insurance for this. So it's, it's always an adventure.
Yeah. And you were telling me before we went on that you've had a really good working relationship with the photographers that you've worked with.
I have. I've worked with over 40 photographers, most of them fairly local here in the Central Valley, and I'm always working with, and that's not including the runway groups I've worked with and things like that. So it's just, I pride myself on being punctual, on making sure that I am communicating really well. I'm going to respond to your email as soon as I get it. You're not going to be sitting there wondering if I'm going to show up or if I'm going to be ready or what it's going to be like. I'm going to be there, and we're going to have a good time.
Well, good. All right. Speaking of emails, how does somebody get a hold of you if they wanted to?
Best way to get a hold of me is through my email. It's hazelvellichor@gmail.com.
Spell it, please.
It's HAZELVELLICHOR@gmail.com.
Okay. Do you have a Facebook page or Instagram or any of these?
Both, actually. And the same thing. It's all on my name, so I'm really easy to find at facebook.com/hazelvellichor, or on Instagram, it's @hazelvellichor as well.
Well, very good. So what's in the future for Hazel Vellichor?
Well, I've got getting more of those figure drawing classes. That we've been getting a lot of that going. I am in this group known as the Geek Fashion Show, which is an all-inclusive fashion show that runs
All right, wait a
nerd-centered
second.
designs.
Tell me about this. This sounds good.
No, it's this amazing group I got asked to be a part of, and like I said, it's all-inclusive. So no matter race, size, height, weight, what species. Even we have dogs sometimes in the show.
Oh, okay.
They collaborate with these designers who have kind of nerd-centered fashion, whether it be games or like Game of Thrones or Pokemon, whatever, and they collab with these designers, and we put on fashion shows at conventions like Comic-Con type of things,
Really?
Around the valley and a lot of Northern California. And it's a great time. It's so much fun, and that has really introduced me to a lot of really cool people.
Excellent. Well, that's wonderful. What is your favorite genre of work?
I think possibly I enjoy the fun of pinup photography or pinup modeling. I'm really big into the technical side of modeling, which I know that kind of sounds odd, but the best way to describe it is, it's all dance, but there is a difference between, say, ballet and modern and tap. In modeling, there is a difference between whether you're doing a pinup style shoot where you're going to be very expressive in the face, you're going to be very attentive to your curves and the angles, versus like fashion where you're going to be much less expressive in the face. You're going to have a lot of more dramatic angles and things like that. So I enjoy the fun of pinup. I think it's just I enjoy that adorableness and the expressiveness.
Well, that sounds very exciting. And I look forward to seeing you again on the show with more stories.
I look forward to being back.
Thank you for being here.
Thank
you.
you.
Have a great day. This is good. I got to go through those magazines. All right. Well, Hazel Vellichor. We'll see you when we get back.